guys? You got Sean talking through the medias. Just got done watching Bad Times at the El Royale. I think this is probably in the running for me for Best Picture of the Year. I've seen a lot of movies this year, but this was one of those movies that I knew nothing about going in. I didn't watch any trailers. I didn't read anything about it. We just went to the press screening for it, and I walked out just like that was phenomenal. And I think a lot of people are going to see this and think the same thing. If you like movies like uh, Pulp Fiction or No Country for Old Men, this is kind of like if Tarantino made a baby with Pulp Fiction and No Country for Old Men. That's what this movie was like. The basic principle of the movie is that there was a hotel on Lake Tahoe, the El Royale, and seven strangers meet up there. They don't know each other, and the movie proceeds to tell you their individual stories and about how when they come together at this point in time, how this affects everybody else. It's the whole time while I was watching, I was like, this feels like a Tarantino movie because it's not linear exactly. They kind of jump back and forth in time and they show you the different chapters for each person involved in the movie, and they kind of like show the title of the chapter, like room 4 or room 7, and give you a little bit of backdrop, a little bit of material to kind of relate to the characters and make them a little bit more important to you. And then we kind of see what happens when they all come together. And I'm not going to give you any spoilers. I know you guys, some of you probably want spoilers. I'm not going to give you spoilers on this movie. This movie's too good. It deserves better. I'm not going to do spoilers. Later on, maybe we'll do a spoiler review just for fun. But for right now, no. Um, the guy who directed this, I believe his name is Drew Goddard, and I think he was a writer and a producer, and I think he produced movies like The Martian, and he was a writer for like Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel and Lost and a bunch of other really big shows. I've never really heard of this guy before, but after I watched this movie, I was floored, man. And as soon as I got back to the house, I was like, I gotta look at this guy. This was phenomenal. This is definitely in the run for me for Best Picture of the Year. It may not be the best picture, but I think it's definitely in the running for one of the best pictures of the year. Um, I can't say that there was really anything I didn't like about it. The movie has a running time of about 140 minutes, so it's almost 2.5 hours. But I'll tell you, it goes by just like that. Um, it's one of those movies where by the end of it, you're not like, oh, glad it's over. It's almost like you're like, wow, that it's so fast. I kind of wish there was more to it, but it's long enough to where you do feel satisfaction. You do get a conclusion at the end of the movie. The story does run through its course, and you do get a beginning, middle, and end, and all that. So you're not left like on a cliffhanger, wishing that you knew what the finality of it was. You do get answers. You do get solution. Um, and it's kind of a mixed bag of different. It's kind of hard to categorize this movie if I had to pick one thing, but it just screams Tarantino to me, and I love Quentin Tarantino. I love a lot of his movies, and if you like Tarantino movies, you're gonna love this movie because we kind of get given a little bit of information, and then the time flops back, and then you think what's happened has not happened. It's confusing to a good point to where you're just like, what is going on and what is going to happen next. And then we get the grittiness and the way this is kind of a violent movie, but the way the violence is done, as if you guys movie guys out there, you've seen No Country for Old Men, the way the shooting in that movie is done, it reminds me a lot of this is very much in the same vein of that. It's gritty hardcore for realism. It's nasty. Definitely not a kid movie. um, Writing is phenomenal. There's no weak actors or actresses in this movie. Everybody's on point. We got Jeff Bridges. It's so good. I give it 2 thumbs up. I'd say out of 10, I would give it probably an 8.5 or a 9 out of 10. Nothing really I didn't like. Keep it short and sweet. Go see this movie, Bad Times at the El Royale. Um, Let us know what you think. Put it down in the box. Comments, questions, concerns. That's all I got to say about that. Enjoy.